Hey everyone, it is July 1st and I am sitting outside enjoying the sunshine on this lovely Canada Day in Manitoba, and I have been sitting at my computer trying to write to do my Don't Break the Chain sprint. However, it's been a very interesting day for me. So I got some, not really I got some negative comments basically recently, and normally it's something that on a better day I probably would have shrugged off, but I've kind of been going through stuff with my writing career lately, and it's really starting to get me to question on what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not planning to quit writing or anything like that, but I don't know. I'm just really questioning where I am and where I want to go with my career. I currently write young adult fantasy type genres, so paranormal, fairy tale, all that kind of stuff. And I love it. I've always loved that stuff. Ever since I was a teen, I've been reading like horror, young adult kind of stuff, vampires, all that kind of thing. That's the stuff I loved, and I still love it. I still read it. But I'm really, I don't know, questioning if that's the place that I want to end up, considering there's a couple of different reasons. First off, I'm not a teenager, if you haven't figured that out. So I worry about aging out of young adult, or that I'm going to get to a point where I'm just not going to be in touch enough with the current generation that would be considered teens, that would be my audience. This other thing that I worry about is the tropes that are currently popular in paranormal are not things that I'm interested in writing. So granted, you don't have to write to tropes, you don't have to write to market. Obviously, I'm not going to try and chase a trend because I am a slower writer, but it does make me worry that everything right now that is currently marketable is not something I'm interested in writing at all. So if we start going through a bunch of waves of things that I just have no interest in, maybe I'm in the wrong place. And I've been getting a lot of really great ideas in, contemporary YA as well as adult contemporary, which is not something I ever really thought of myself writing, but I had come up with some really good ideas that I think could be really good. So I'm just kind of questioning myself in terms of where I am as a writer. I'm kind of in the early stages of the book that I'm working on right now. So I don't know if it's just part of, that things are hard because you're trying to write that first draft and you're questioning the decisions that you're making in the plot, or if it's one of those things where I really need to take a turn with my author career. So I am going to change things up a little bit. I was really focusing on trying to get Fierce done, and then I was going to move into Raised, which is the first book in my Flames of Ancient series. That's the ones that I really, really wanted to get done. But I think I'm going to take a bit of a step back, and I think I'm going to piece these things out a little bit more and take the next couple of weeks to really try and figure out where I want to go with my author career and if this is the thing that I want to do. I probably will still finish out my Faraway High series. There's probably at least 2 more books in this series. Fortunately, they're novellas, so they are quite short. So I would definitely finish that for readers, and I wouldn't start a trilogy unless I was committed to finishing it. So if I did write Raised and put it out there, I would still commit to finishing that. And maybe it's one of those things where, I ping pong a little bit. I write the YA that I want to write, knowing that it's not going to be marketable or that I may not find my audience for it. And then I try and experiment in something else on the side and then see where that goes. And if it's something that I really enjoy, then, go deep into that, lean into it. And if it's something that I don't, then no harm, no foul. I haven't caused any problems, and I just continue writing the stuff that I've always been writing. But I do find that I don't quite fit into the marketplace right now, and I'm just kind of questioning where I am. So as a watcher out there, how do you feel about your genres? Do you ever question the stuff that you're writing and whether or not that's a good fit for you, or do you just write whatever it is that you want to write and hope people like it? So that's kind of where I'm at. Hey everyone, it's July 9th, and I feel like we kind of started the first video on a little bit of a down note. But the fact of the matter is, sometimes when you are in this industry, or any industry for that matter, you do need to question what you're doing and seeing if that still makes sense. Over time, we change our opinions, we change what we like, we grow, we evolve. So questioning what you're doing and making sure that makes sense is a valid thing to do. Sometimes we will go into this exercise and just double down on what we're doing, and sometimes we'll discover new things about ourselves and new avenues we hadn't even thought possible. So obviously it's been a little while since I updated you guys on how things were going, and I've spent some time working on some outlining. So what I've been doing is I've been taking a look at some of the other projects that have been calling my attention and working on outlining both those and some of the projects that I think I should be working on based on my author brand. So it's been a very interesting experience because it's at least allowed me to get out some of those ideas in a more concrete way. They are actually coming together in a really good format, which I'm very surprised at. I was kind of expecting that I would go into that and just lose a bunch of steam, and then that would kind of be the end of it. However, the interesting thing about that is I am actually leaning towards one project more than the other one, and it wasn't the one I expected that I was going to be leaning into. Let's put it that way. So it is a really interesting experiment that I've done. Plus, when I spent the time and I'm like, okay, I'm not committed to making sure that I'm doing this stuff for my brand, I'm taking this time to explore things, I actually found that outlining for my current stuff made sense. Immediately after I got all that stuff off my chest on the last vlog, I sat down for the next 2 hours and outlined the book that I should be working on. So sometimes you just need to get it off your chest and explore those other ideas and realize that you're not restricted in what you're doing, and knowing just that the opportunity is there, that's going to be okay. However, it has also sparked my interest back into the project that I was working on, so I definitely want to get more into writing Fierce, which is the book that I have kind of pushed to the side to go through this exercise. If I'm not finishing anything, I'm just kind of spinning my wheels and not really going in any direction in particular. So at least this way I am moving forward with my current brand and just looking at other opportunities that are out there. Another thing that definitely helped with working with this book is I did get a message from a girl. She is a YouTuber here on YouTube, and she just wanted to do an interview with me. She had read my book Falling, which is the first book in the Faraway High series, which is the series that I am currently working on, and she said she really loved the book and she wanted to do an interview, and I was so pumped about that. And it just came at that right time when, you know, I was doubting whether my ideas were valid or if people were even really liking this series. So, you know, sometimes things happen the way they're supposed to happen, or you get news when you're supposed to hear it, and that was one of those things that definitely pushed me through of, yeah, you know what, people really do like this series and they are really into it. Granted, there is a lot of self-doubt in authorship, and maybe I'm worse than others. Maybe I second guess myself more than most people, but I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there who are second guessing their projects, who they get halfway through a book or part of the way through a book and start questioning whether or not their ideas are valid or good, or if this is a book worth producing. So if you need to take some time to question what you're doing and explore some other avenues, go ahead, do that. It's not going to be any harm in spending a couple of days trying to figure out if you're on the right path. The worst you're going to find out is that you're not, or the best you're going to find out is that you're exactly where you need to be. Hey everyone, it's July 11th and I have a pro tip for you. If you are going to post pictures of your book on social media, such as Bookstagram or ads or something like that, make sure you take photos during the holidays. And which holidays do I mean? I mean like every holiday as it occurs. So that way you always have stuff ready for when you want to post. For example, if it's Halloween and you write spooky books like me, you can take pictures with pumpkins, all that kind of stuff. So when holidays come around again and we're getting into that late September, early October, I already have pictures that I can start posting with, you know, fall leaves and stuff like that, even if we aren't totally into that season yet, because we do know that pumpkin spice season starts earlier and earlier every single year. Why am I bringing this up? Well, I have a book that's going on sale for 99 cents starting, I think it's midnight tonight, and it's going to be on sale for a week as part of a Christmas in July. Back in 2020, I released an anthology with 3 of my other girlfriends with Christmas and New Year's Eve related romance stories. So some of them are various different heat levels. I wrote sweet romance, even though I was planning to write a steamy, I didn't. So I released a sweet romance in this book, and some of them wanted their rights back after the holidays because they have other series that some of these stories are based on. So they wanted to be able to release them separately and include those as prequels
etc., 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 which is a fantastic idea. However, it leaves me with a story that's just shy of 30,000 words, which is a decent chunk of story that I actually really like. And it was written as a sweet romance, so think Hallmark story. And because I write young adult, even though this is an adult sweet romance, it's not going to offend any of my young adult audience. If any of my young adult readers were to read a sweet romance by me, I'm not going to have parents knocking down my door freaking out that their kid read this. But the question was, do I just let it die on my hard drive, or do I put the story out? Which I did, and it's called The Mistletoe Mistake, and there's the cover right there. It's only an ebook right now. I'm planning to release it in paperback closer to the holidays, but that's not a big focus for me. And if I've talked about this on my blog before, I put it out in March. It's basically just sitting in KU right now. However, puppy wants to be part of the video. Anyhow, with being in Kindle Unlimited, I do get a Kindle countdown deal for the period of time that I'm in there. So I decided to do it in July, and then I signed up to a couple of different promotions, Christmas and July promotions, to promote that book. So hopefully it's going to get a few different readers, and also, hopefully, I haven't paid for the full wrap for this book yet, and I actually got the cover as a pre-made on sale, and which is perfect. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for my book. And interestingly enough, the paperback wrap actually costs more than the cover does itself. So I didn't want to rush into getting this paperback wrap. I wasn't really sure what size I wanted to do it because 30,000 words isn't a ton. So I am thinking of doing, so this is a 5x8 right here. I was thinking of doing something maybe a little bit smaller, more of like that mass market paperback, just to make it a perfect stocking stuffer, as it would fit very nicely in a stocking. And back to my point, I have a whole week of promotion for Christmas in July. So I need to come up with Christmas photos of my books and Christmas promotions and Christmas quotes related to The Mistletoe Mistake. Fortunately, I do have a few quotes and teasers already available, but I don't have any photos. I typically post like a selfie or a picture of myself on Wednesdays, and I don't really have anything from Christmas time. Had I had the foresight and snapped a couple of pictures at Christmas time, I would have been long done by now. But now I need to come up with a promotion for that, as well as a few other graphics. So I'm going to be spending most of this evening making graphics and trying to come up with a concept of how I'm going to get a selfie for Christmas in July with all of my Christmas stuff packed in boxes in my basement. But maybe I'm going to need to pull it out. So, pro tip, take pictures during the holidays and save them for when you need them later. Hello everyone, it's July 16th. I haven't been vlogging much this week because I really haven't had much to vlog. I haven't done a lot of writing. It's actually been a really nice week, and I've gotten a lot of stuff done around the house, and I just kind of took a break, and I'm going to continue that on this weekend. I'm actually going on my first road trip in a really long time. We have had really heavy restrictions here in Manitoba to the point where you aren't allowed anybody in your house, and we haven't been allowed anybody in our house since probably close to October of last year. So I'm finally actually just going to go visit my mom. It's not, you know, the big exciting road trip, but at least it's getting me out of the house. It's a couple of hours away. It's somewhere different, and it's somewhere where I can just go to relax. So I'm really excited about that. I am, however, going to bring my wireless keyboard anyway, this one right here. I can slide my phone in there if I decide that I do want to get anything done, because sometimes being relaxed gives me motivation and creativity. So if that's the case, then at least I'm going to be prepared for it. And if not, it's not very heavy for me to schlep along with me. The other thing that came this week, which was really cool, is that I got the little booklets for Kiss Me at Midnight. And they're just teeny little tiny things that I can give out for conventions or whatever. And it's just got my little flash story in there, plus previews of other books that I have. You can tell that it's quite small in comparison. So this is a 5x8 book. And so this one is a lot smaller, but they are perfect for handouts. And I can either, you know, give them away with purchase, sell them for $1, whatever. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with them yet, but the talk is that they're still going to be doing Comic-Con here in October. There is potential for it still to be canceled, but I had signed up for Comic-Con 2 years ago and supposed to be signing books at it last year, but unfortunately that did not happen. This is not the big Comic-Con. This is Comic-Con in Winnipeg, Manitoba, but it's still very exciting and one of the biggest convention fantasy type events that we have, if not the biggest, every year. So my registration for last year did roll over to this year, and they are very hopeful that they will be able to hold the event. And apparently we have so many authors, they are actually going to do a separate author alley, and I'm really kind of pumped about that. So hopefully you guys will stick around till October. Hopefully the event will happen and I'll be able to get some footage of signing at Comic-Con, which should be really cool. But anyways, I'm going to be taking a break this weekend, and yeah, I don't think I'm going to be vlogging much because I don't think I'm going to have a lot to say. But I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will be back next week, hopefully refreshed and ready to go. Hey everyone, it's July 21st. Remember when I said I was a hockey mom? Well, I'm also a baseball mom. So not only do I write during practices, but I am going to be writing during a baseball game today. I didn't bring my full keyboard because I do want to pay attention to the game. Plus I am just going to be doing a little bit of outlining, but I'll be using the Google Docs app on my phone, which is going to link nicely to my computer, and I'll be able to keep all of my notes for when I get home. So I do sometimes prefer to watch the hockey than I do with baseball. I do find it's a little bit slow in between. But fortunately, it also gives me time to get some writing done. So they tell you to follow your passion. I just didn't realize mine was going to be taking me to the baseball field and the hockey rink and the dance class and all of that stuff. But if you totally understand where I'm coming from, leave that in the comments because I would love to hear where you are writing when you should be doing something else. All right, off to the game. So I'm actually on social media hiatus, which I'll be talking about probably a little bit more in this vlog, but I got the cutest shirt from Hello Lovely Box, not associated, just think they're cool, and it's super fun, and I definitely needed a picture of it for my Instagram for when I do finally come back, so I'm going to do the most ridiculous photo shoot. So here is the setup. You can see my phone just at the bottom there on my tripod, on top of the hockey net, but hopefully we're gonna get a good shot. Hey everyone, it's July 24th, and I've been riding the struggle bus this month when it comes to creativity. I kind of know where it's coming from. You know, it's summer, there's lots of other stuff going on, and as I've been saying earlier in this video, I've been spending a lot of time working on outlines and where my career should go, all that kind of fun stuff. So it has been a very interesting month, and I've spent a lot of time reading about writing, watching YouTube videos about writing, listening to podcasts, Clubhouse, all that kind of stuff about writing, but not really doing a whole lot of writing. So I know where it is, where the mindset is and why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, but I think like it's now come to the point where I need to actually start working more on this book. I need to be doing more writing, and I know that because regardless of what I do with my career going forward, I know I'm going to finish this next book and the one after that because I'm not going to leave a series hanging. So this book for sure is going to get done, and I feel like I'm going to feel a lot better once I get into it, but I really need to get a lot further in this book, and I need to start focusing on it a lot more. So what is one of the things that I do when I am struggling to focus? I obviously do writing sprints, and because it is beautiful outside, we are going to do dictation writing sprints. Yes, dictation is a great way to get me out of my head. If you wanted to check out more about dictation, I did a couple of videos on dictation, and they are available on my channel. If I remember, I'll put them in the cards, and if you want to check that out, it is a great way to get yourself out of your head because you kind of are forced to move forward and kind of talk through it. It does require a little bit more editing, but I would rather have to edit a lot more than to keep procrastinating, which I know I'm doing, and I really need to get over that. So we are going to do a time lapse today, but we are going to be doing dictation sprints. So hopefully I'm going to get a lot of words out, and I will see you all on the other side. It is July 25th, and it was a lovely day today. It was nice and sunny, but not too hot, and just, well, pretty hot, but pretty awesome. So I have actually taken the day to get some house cleaning done, and when I mean house cleaning, I literally mean house cleaning, plus just some of those other tasks. So I've been in some ad challenges this week, and I needed to catch up on those videos, so I did that while I was walking outside. I've also been part of a readers author summit thing that had some podcast type videos that I wanted to catch up on as well. So I was doing that. And I've actually started putting together some of my planners and how I want to set things up for the new year. And I actually kind of want to test drive some of this stuff throughout like the last quarter of the year so that I'm ready to go in January. So it's got some new promotion plans and how I want to do some things. So once I get some stuff sorted out, maybe I'll do a video on that if I find that it'll be useful. But if it's pretty basic, then maybe I'll just keep to it. Anyhow, so I am just hanging out in my office today and getting some stuff done. I will be doing some sprints later tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. I am starting to move forward with this book, so that does make me feel better. But I do remember that I said somewhere back, I don't know, a few days ago, maybe last week, that I did go on vacation for social media and that I would explain it. So here I am to explain why I'm on vacation for social media. So it is summertime. Obviously, there's a lot of people going on vacation. So I figured this was a good time for me to take a social media vacation. I will be taking some vacation time over the next little while, but I'm not actually going anywhere. I've just decided I don't want to post on social media for a little while. As you can tell through this vlog, I've kind of been dealing with some creative issues and trying to figure out where my career is going to go and all of that good stuff. And it's kind of been tapping that energy. So it's been really a struggle for me to figure out what to post, and just trying to put that stuff together while I'm trying to solve these other problems has been kind of a bit of a conflict. So I was talking with a girlfriend and she suggested maybe you just need to step back a little bit for right now until you get your house in order. So I've decided to do that. I said I was going on vacation. I didn't say how long I was going to be, but I had hoped maybe by the end of July, but I'm starting to think that it might extend into August. I may even go all the way to like September long weekend, but I doubt it's going to get that far. The nice thing about that is I just really want to focus on my writing right now. So if I can get a lot of words done while I'm on this social media break, then the break will probably extend a little bit longer, just so I can kind of tap out that energy and get as much done as I possibly can. August is a very slow time for me at work, so it does allow me a little bit more creative luxury, I guess, because I'm not focusing so much on work all the time. And yeah, if I can take a break from social media while I'm doing that, it may work out to be a really good combination. So we will see what's happening. Personally, in my brain, I'm thinking the latest I'll probably go is till right after my birthday. My birthday is August 15th, which happens to be a Sunday this year, and I typically post Monday through Friday, and then kind of like stories and TikToks on the weekend, but no formal posting on the weekend anyway. So that would be a really good time to start on the 16th, just after my birthday. But we will see how that goes. And if you follow along with the August vlog, obviously you're going to find out if I went back to social media or if I am planning to go back in September. But I felt that my brain needed this break from social media. Obviously, I've still kept up with YouTube because you guys are here. So I am going to continue doing those videos, but it was really nice not to think about what I have to post. I think the big problem was not so much coming up with ideas, but when you're sitting there going, I don't know what I'm going to do with my career, it's really hard to come up with ideas to promote things that you're currently working on. So it just kind of gives you a little bit of a head tangle, and it makes things a little bit complicated. So I'm glad I took this break and listened to my friend's advice. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I am kind of enjoying not worrying about it right now. I have put some stuff up on TikTok over the last little bit, but it's just basically stuff I had in my drafts or I did one off. But it's been kind of nice. I haven't gone completely away from it. I'm answering messages and I am still scrolling periodically, but not having that pressure to like perform on those platforms has really taken a lot of stress off. So we'll see how it goes. And if I'm not really getting anywhere with my writing, there's really no point in pulling away from social media. But I have started making some of those decisions on what I want to do with my book. So I am feeling a little bit more confident to go back and promote the things that I'm working on. But we shall see. All right.
Hey everyone, it's July 30th, it's a Friday, and it's a beautiful day outside, and I cannot believe it is the end of July already. This whole month has felt really long and really short, and even though I haven't gone through the vlog footage yet, I'm assuming it's probably going to be pretty disjointed, but that's really how I felt for most of this month. I've spent a lot of time thinking about what I want to do with my author career, thinking about how I market, thinking about how I write and what I want to do and what my plans are and what brings me joy. And it's been a very interesting journey for me. I promised one of my girlfriends that I was going to take this time to figure those things out. I had a really good intentions of doing a lot of writing in July. And to be honest, I really didn't do that much. And I'm okay with that because I think I really needed to take this time to figure out what it is that I wanted out of my author career, how I want to go forward, and then kind of like double down that this is really what I want. So I'm now at the end of July, and I think I finally have gotten to that place, and I think that that's really a positive thing, even though I didn't get a lot of writing done. So hopefully this vlog has still been entertaining for you. I'm really looking forward going into August. I'm now back into writing my projects again, so I'm going to be getting some words in for August, hopefully ending this summer really strong with the projects that I want to do. I have done a lot of things today that I had not expected. First off, I booked covers for next year for the 4-book series that I planned. I said that I was looking at doing an off-genre series for, like, off-genre for me anyway, that had kind of come up, and I spent some time outlining it as just kind of like a creative outlet, trying to figure out where I was and what I wanted to do. And yeah, so I decided to book some covers for that, and I'm a little scared and a little excited. You might think I'm kind of crazy, probably why don't you just write the books first and then get the covers? But for me, I'm a very kind of visual person that way, and these covers will have people on them. So I don't want to write books that are about certain people and then find out that I can't find something similar for the cover in the photos that I'm using, or that, you know, I wished I would have written them a certain way and then go back through my book and change the descriptions to make them fit. It doesn't work for me that way. I'm kind of that person where I want it to match. And granted, I could go a different route because this is kind of sweet romance and go the illustrated version, so I have a little bit more play with that. But I really do like the photos on covers. It looks like it'll probably be a part illustrated, part photo cover, and once I have those, I will let you know. That I did really want to see them before I start drafting, or at least before the final book is finished, and I've totally committed to what these characters look like. Also, the artist that I'm interested in using for cover art, she is booking out from April next year on, so I just didn't want to be in the position where I wasn't able to book in with her because I held off too long. So I figured I would at least book with her now, and worst comes to worst, if I decide that I'm not going to do this series, I'm super passionate about it right now, but if I decide that I'm not going to do this, then at least she does really, really great fantasy work. So I do have a series that I would consider getting done early if I just decided to take this off. And the exciting thing is I signed up for the Write Better Faster course, and this is something offered by Becca Syme. I think I've talked about her a couple of times, but she's very much on the Clifton strengths. So whatever your strengths are, you should kind of lean into those and learn how to write that works for you as opposed to working against yourself. So I have a friend who has taken like every course with her and swears by everything she says. And I've actually spent a lot of time on Clubhouse. If you're on the Clubhouse app, I am on Clubhouse. Feel free to follow me. I do go on for a lot of writing stuff, and a lot of people have been talking about these Becca Syme courses, and she actually does a lot of sessions on Clubhouse herself. So I'm kind of been interested in it, and eventually I've just kind of broke down and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this Write Better Faster course. It's supposed to be about working with your strengths and dealing with procrastination and learning how to basically work with your strengths to make you a better and faster writer. I was kind of hoping it was going to be in August, but it doesn't start till September, but I am registered. I'm excited about it, and I think it'll be really good. So if you check out my vlogs and stuff, I will definitely be talking about that in September as I take it. And if it's really good, or maybe even if it isn't, maybe I can do a review video if people are interested in that. And you can leave that in the comments below if you'd like to hear more about Write Better Faster. Speaking of courses, I did mention in my last sit-down video that Publish and Thrive is open with Sarah Cannon from the Heart Breathings channel. Publish and Thrive is a great course if you want to learn about the basics of self-publishing, but it also gets into like strategy and how to basically build a business that you can grow with. And I took this course. I love it. I will leave the link in the description box below. It is an affiliate link, but I do love it. You can click on that link. It'll tell you everything about the course, and I am totally open to answering anybody's questions if this is something that they wanted to do. If not, that's cool. I just figure I'll put it out there in the universe because I really enjoyed it. August is going to be an interesting month. I'm planning to get a lot of words done, and I'm getting into the meat of this book, so I do expect that that will happen, and I will be getting some things done. I'm also going to be taking some time off. It's a beautiful summer here in Canada. It's been pretty dry, but it's been pretty good as well. So I do want to take some time with my family and take weekends and get to do all the fun things. So as much as I do want to write, I'm probably not going to do a heck of a lot of anything else. I'm still on social media break. I know I'm going to be on media break until at least my birthday, which is August 15th. So at least half this month, I might even go all the way to September just to focus on my writing and focus on just enjoying my summer. Like, nobody's going to remember 10 years from now if I didn't post anything in August of 2021. I'm finally getting my mojo back, and I'm really, really excited about that. You have ebbs and flows in your energy levels. You have ebbs and flows in your creativity, and you just kind of, if you want to stick in this business for the long term, then you're just going to have to run with that kind of stuff and figure your way through, or it's not going to happen. Speaking of long term, I am going to have a video coming up probably in August or September about having a long haul mentality. And I have finished a video, which I'm so excited about. I've been wanting to do this video for like 2 years, and I've just thought that nobody would ever watch it. And I just decided that I'm doing it anyway, and if nobody watches it, I really don't care. But you will see it in August. I did a video about Degrassi, and if you've never heard of Degrassi, it's probably because you're not Canadian. Degrassi is a television property in Canada. You can see it internationally. It's been on Netflix and stuff, but it has been around since like 1979 and has had many incarnations of this series. And I'm doing a video, or I've already filmed a video on writing tips I learned from Degrassi. Degrassi is in reruns a lot over the summer, so I've been coming across it a lot. And yeah, I just think it's a really great show, and I've learned a lot about being a writer from Degrassi. So if you are a Degrassi fan, or you have no idea what Degrassi is, you can definitely check out this video and it'll tell you more about it. You do not have to be a Degrassi fan or have watched any of them to still pick up some information off this video, because I will explain things, but it is something I've wanted to do for a really, really long time. So if you like those sorts of videos, like my writing tips from boy bands, writing tips from ice hockey that I had, I think back in 2020, then you will totally like this writing tips from Degrassi that will be coming out. I think it might be next week, or it might be the week after. But I'm going to sign off the vlog for today. I know there's one more day left in July, but that's going to be a Saturday, and I'm planning to get a lot of writing done. And so if I do, or if I don't, I guess we'll see. I'm in that season right now where I'm just kind of letting things happen, and that's okay. So it's a long weekend here. I'm planning to enjoy it, and I hope you guys have a great weekend wherever you are, and I hope you enjoyed this vlog.